Hillary Clinton has just proposed a new college tuition reform bill, and it looks not that bad, actually. Let's give you some details. About half the cost of Clinton's $350 billion plan will go towards grants meant to ensure tuition without borrowing through federal cash incentives provided to states. Under Clinton's plan, students would also get free tuition at community colleges, which that's certainly good. We've got more details for you. The Clinton plan also aims to cut interest rates on student loans to ensure that the federal government does not profit off of them. Interest rates on current loans can be reduced by allowing for refinancing at current federal rates, a move Clinton says will save thousands of dollars in interest payments over the lives of loans for an estimated 25 million borrowers. It would cap payments at 10% of income and forgive debts for those who've been paying down the same loan for 20 years. And bear in mind, of course, that those thousands of dollars that it will save those people in interest payments will then go back out into the economy, providing untold economic stimulus. And 10% of your income for 20 years, I think that that's a pretty good bargain to eliminate it afterward, to cap it after that. It goes on and says, this includes allowing every American with outstanding public debt to refinance their student loans at today's low interest rates, which would certainly help me, cutting interest rates to reflect the government's cost of borrowing, and making it far easier for students to enroll in income-based repayment that limits crushing debt. There is, after all, something like the program that we were just talking about, but the requirements are somewhat more stringent than they would be under Hillary Clinton's proposed plan. Finally, Clinton contends her plan would be paid off in 10 years by closing tax loopholes and deductions often leveraged by the wealthiest Americans. That is the explanation for how they're going to pay for every major policy proposal that we've heard from either a Democrat or a Republican over the past decade at least. And they don't, of course, ever do it. And it makes me wonder, when they finally do eliminate those loopholes, how are they then going to explain how they're going to pay for anything? I don't know. We'll have to leave that for another final judgment. Now, overall, will this ever become law? I don't know. Totally depends on what the Congress and the Senate look like if Hillary Clinton was ever to become president. Is this much of anything compared to Bernie Sanders' plan? Not really, no. In fact, under Bernie Sanders' plan, tuition to public colleges would be free, which is certainly better than simply making it cheaper under this plan. Is she doing it purely to gain more of the youth vote? Perhaps. That's certainly an attack that's being launched against her. And, of course, her and Bernie Sanders are going to have to do what they can to get this volatile, constantly shifting voting bloc. But at the same time, college students are not the only people that pay for these loans. Very often, their parents or other benefactors have to sign on as at least co-borrowers, and so this will save them a lot of money as well. And at the end of the day, look, I don't know exactly what it is that put enough pressure on Hillary Clinton that she proposed this plan, whether it is quite simply, idealistically, her conscience, and she's a liberal and wants to improve the situation of students, or if it is, in fact, her wanting to get more youth votes, which is a bit cynical, but I can understand, and as long as it's a good policy, that's probably okay. Or if this is an actual manifestation of the Bernie Sanders effect, wherein if he becomes president, that's good, and if he doesn't, at least he's moving Hillary Clinton a little bit more to the left. I don't know which of those it is, but if it results in a better situation for millions of American students and workers, I'm not going to complain too much about it, and that's my final judgment.